again, boys and girls. You're watching Craft Souls, the crafting show from the Twin Humanities. I'm once again joined by my helper Laura.
Hey!
And we're today going to be making this very snazzy Soliare of Astoria Sunlight Pizza. First things first, we'll need some ingredients. For the base, we will need self-raising flour, milk, some butter, the hard cubey stuff, and some salt. For the base, we'll be using some sticky barbecue marinade sauce, tomato puree, and some herbs. I've gone with the classic parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. We will also need cheese, pepperoni, and some pineapple rings. Before we start, we need to prepare our baking tray. Take a regular tray, add on some greaseproof paper, and then apply a small coating of Frylight or some sort of greasy stuff. This will ensure your pizza doesn't stick to the base. A rough covering will do fine. Then, on your oven, preheat it to about 200 degrees. As so. The first step is making the base. Take your self-raising flour and measure yourself 175 grams of it. Then measure out 25 grams of butter. Ooh, a bit more. Too much. Just right. Cut the butter up into small squares. This is so you can mix it in with your flour.
And your hands.
And your hands. Add the butter into the flour, as so, and then mix with your fingertips until you get a consistency of... After you've mixed for a short while, you should see the mixture somewhat like breadcrumbs in your hands. Then what you need to do is add a small amount of salt, just a couple of sprinkles, just to taste, and again give that a quick mix in with your fingers. Now, pour yourself out 100 millilitres of milk, which is about this much. When you've done that, add it in to your breadcrumb mixture, nice and smooth, and then mix it in using a round-ended knife like I have here. Just mix it around until it's all mixed in properly. After mixing for a while, your mixture should be a nice lump of slop like this. What we need to do now is use some flour, sprinkle some flour on your side, and roll the mixture out. So by taking your mixture out, flour your side up, slap it down, and firstly we're going to knead it a bit, just to make it that perfect dough consistency. So just lay it flat on the side, keep mixing your flour on the bottom so as not to stick to the bottom. Of course, we should mention at this point, you should have washed your hands by this point. If you haven't, your pizza may be disgusting. So be sure to wash your hands. Once your dough's been kneaded, take a rolling pin, be sure to add a bit of flour to it, as we've done here, and roll the dough out into a rough, round shape. Much the same sort of shape as Solaire's round shield. So just be sure to mix it out, round and round as you can, occasionally turning it over, so as not to stick to your side. As you can see, this isn't going very well, but when we come back after the cut, ta-da! As you can see, not the most perfect round shape. If you really are a stickler, you can grab a knife, perhaps, and cut around the outside. We're not going to do that because we're hungry. So what we're going to do now is pick up our dough, which should be nice and firm, nice and easy, and we're going to take it over and drop it onto our baking tray. Now, before we go ahead with the next step, what we're going to do as well is grab the edges and just pinch them a little bit, just to provide a nice crust. So when we apply our sauce in a moment, it won't go over the edge. So just go around the sides here, pinching as we go, just to make a nice edge to stop any spillage. With our pizza base prepared and ready, we now need to make our sauce. Firstly, grab some tomato puree and put some in a bowl. Yeah, about that much. That's good. Now do the same with the sticky barbecue sauce. If you can get the top off. Lovely, perfect. Then throw in a few herbs. Lovely. The last ingredient is a small amount of water. This will make your sauce sloppy enough to mix around. So we'll add some water now.
Enough. Put some on enough.
Using a spoon, mix your new sauce up. making sure you get all of the barbecue and tomato and herbs all mixed in together. That's some good mixing, assistant, well done.
Gee, thanks.
When your sauce is mixed up, bring it over to your pizza and pour it on top of your pizza. Scraping out any other bits you need to put in, lovely. Now spread it around using the back of the spoon, ensuring that your sauce covers all your pizza as evenly as you can, because Solaire is even and fair in all the things he does. That's looking pretty nice. Once your sauce is on and ready, we now need to apply cheese. Take your block of cheese and your cheese grater. You may either measure your cheese out first or just apply directly to the top of your pizza. We're using the apply directly movement because we like cheese.
Like cheese.
So keep applying cheese. And you can use as much or as little as you want here. Again, we like cheese, so we're using rather a lot.
All the cheese.
Once your cheese is on, make sure to spread it around the pizza, ensuring a nice even coat. Okay, that's looking nice and even. Now what we're going to do, before we put any toppings on now, is we're going to pop it in the oven for about 5 minutes, and then when that's cooked, we will come back and apply our toppings. While the pizza is pre-cooking, we are going to get our pepperoni ready. So what you're going to want to do is take some pepperoni here, and you want to cut it into small triangle sort of shapes. Lovely jubbly, and don't get rid of the extras either, hang on to all of that. You'll need 8 of the sharp points, so be sure to cut off a few. These will make up the 8 sharp points on the edges of Solaire's symbol. After about 5 minutes, your pizza should be getting ready. The cheese should have started to melt, so what you want to do now is remove it from the oven. Again, use your oven mitts so as not to burn your hands. Now the cheese has started to melt, that's looking pretty good. Now what we're going to do is take our pizza pepperoni sharp bits that we've made, and we're going to place them around the edges on the 8 corners of the pizza, because pizzas have corners. Looking pretty good there. Fantastic. Then, using the extra bits of pizza we've got, we can then fill in the rest of the shapes so as to make that sunburst red image of Solaire's shield. Now that your 8-pointed star is ready, we now need to apply the middle circle of yellow to Solaire's image, and for this we are choosing pineapple chunks. So pull one of your chunks out.
It's a ring.
It's a ring. Need to make it look stupid, and place it in the middle of your shield. What you can do as well, if you are feeling like a completionist, is you can take another pineapple chunk out, cut out a small chunk, as my assistant is doing here, and place it in the middle just to fill the shape up. There we go. That looks like a shield. Do you think that looks like a shield, Laura?
Yes.
Good. For a bit more flair, if you want to apply the face to the shield, what you can do is use again some of your barbecue marinade. Just put a little bit of that in a tiny pot. And then using either a cocktail stick or a sharp pointed knife. We've just realised we've got a skewer. Fantastic. So using the end of a skewer, simply paint on the face onto the middle. Now we've not actually tested this bit, so this is going to be live for you. Now what are you painting there, Laura? Is that the eye?
I hope it's the eye. I don't really know what he looks like.
Don't give it away. Don't break the illusion. Brilliant. And we need a small nose. Just a small nose. And a mouth at the bottom. And it's a happy smiley shine. It's a smiley one. That's good. Eyebrows. Good, good.
Solaire.
So once you've finished applying your barbecue marinade, we should have an almost perfect replica of Solaire's shield.
Yum, yum, yum.
And now, with it ready, we place it back in the oven for a further 10 minutes.
Oven hands.
Using your oven hands. After 10 minutes, your oven will ping, if you have a timer, and your pizza will be ready. So again, using your oven hands, remove the pizza, place it on top. Now let's have a little look. And there we have it. Soliare Pizza. Now all you need to do is serve it up, and you are ready to eat.
Now we're going to eat.
And there we have it, our finished Soliare of Astoria Pizza. You can serve up with a glass of Estus and a bowl of poison moss. We're now hungry, so we're going to go eat this. Thank you all for watching. Praise the sun!
Yay!